Yeah, it's been a while since I've done one of these. I'm not going to do a big how to do. Just personal reasons, haven't felt like doing video reviews. Got kind of fat and grew a beard. Let's talk about Rise of Skywalker. I am a huge Star Wars fan. Right behind this camera is tons and tons of Star Wars toys out there. Star Wars toys. Anybody who's been watching my videos for a while, you've seen my collection. I am a big Star Wars fan. I am not going to spoil this movie, so the review itself for this film is not going to be long because there's a lot to spoil in this movie, and I'm not going to do that. I think this is going to be one that gets a second watching, and maybe in a month or two I'll post a spoiler review of what I actually thought about the inner machinations of the film. But critics are shitting on it, and the hardcores, we'll get into that here in a few minutes, because this video is kind of a two-part video. If you read the description, whichever format you're watching it on, it's there. This is a kind of movie. We have so many films, and if you consider them in canon or not, the video games, comic books, book books, all this stuff, cartoon series, it's a final film in this part of the saga. I think they're going to keep making Star Wars films, and I hope they do, because why not? Nobody's forcing anybody at gunpoint to go to these goddamn things. If you're walking into a Star Wars film to hate it, don't go fucking see it. I am in an age now, I'm going to be 40 soon, and I'm tired of just nitpicking shit for the sake of nitpicking. I don't want to do that anymore. Unless something if something takes a legacy of something and just takes a massive shit all over top of it, that's a different story. I don't think that's what happened here. I think, I didn't hate Last Jedi. A lot of people did. I did not love Last Jedi. I found there's about a half an hour of that movie you could rip out and the movie would flow way fucking better, and we all know what scene that is, so every reviewer or critic has gone into that. Not going to do that. This one, while at times it dragged, it could have been 20 minutes longer. There could have been some more things they could have explained, but given the enormity of the universe that's been created involving these characters, involving their storylines, inter-arcing plots, all that kind of shit. I probably said that word wrong, but my brainy don't do thinky things too well no more, no good. Everybody is going to walk out of this movie mad because they got something they didn't want, or they didn't get something they really did want. But given everything, there's no way this movie ever could satisfy everyone. Everybody is who is a hardcore Star Wars fan is a fan for a reason, and sometimes those reasons they take personal, because this is it's 42 years now, I think is when it's 42 years this has been going on, that these films have been on. More than that, I think, coming up on 43. So everybody's going to find something they can pick out of this movie to hate. And everybody's going to say, well, this should have been in the movie. I am of that age now where I'm just thankful we got more Star Wars films. I'm just thankful that more happened. And I was one of those people, my butthole was puckered like a motherfucker when I was watching Force Awakens for the first time. I sat there but within like 10 minutes, it was just like you could feel the room. It was like, yes, of the sequel trilogy. I guess they're now calling it the trilogy, the prequel trilogy, and the sequel trilogy. That's actually great. That's a great way to separate them. Of the sequel trilogy, yeah, Force Awakens is still the best. It's better than the final two movies. This one I liked better than Last Jedi. There's a lot that happened in this movie that satisfied me as somebody who's not going into a film to hate it, but going in with an open mind. Like, I want to like this, please don't make me hate it. So, do I recommend it? For me, yes. Yes, go see it. It's fucking Star Wars. You're gonna get... It's still exciting. There's still amazing battles. It's in the commercials. There's a lightsaber battle on top of like an old Empire ship thingy-dingy whatever between Kylo and Rey. And it's one of the best shot scenes in the entire saga. I personally, at the end, teared up a bit. There are some things that happen at the end of this movie that tug at your heartstrings. It's a little sad. But I thoroughly recommend seeing the movie in the theater. Now I want to talk about... It doesn't matter what culture you're involved in, whether it's punk rock, if you're a conservative or if you're a liberal. if you're a fan of a TV series, if you're like the Game of Thrones fan, every one of those fandoms, every one of those cultures has a toxic subset to it. I think I'm saying that word wrong too, I don't care. This is like, I literally just walked in the door from seeing the movie. Face is probably all red from all the buttery popcorn. Blood pressure. That shit is annoying. I'm sorry. Was I like that in my late teens, early 20s when I just sat around smoking pot, picking things out of it? Oh, they should have done that like that, man. I don't fucking care anymore. Is it an entertaining film? Yeah, that's all I give a fuck about. And I don't understand the people who went into this film like, well, let's get this over with. Why did you waste your fucking money when you knew you weren't gonna like the goddamn movie? That pisses me off. Every culture has that little bottom of the barrel people who just want to make it toxic. They're the people who they either had nothing else but that, and I can almost understand that. I know people with some mental health issues that latch on to things, and I'm not talking about those people because they can't help it. There are people like that get so involved and so passionate, but it's just it's in their wiring. And you can't hate them for that because it's just what they love. But then there are the people who become fans of things for the sake of being involved in the fandom. That annoys the fuck out of me. For example, on Facebook recently, I did a whole unpopular opinions thing all throughout Halloween about unpopular Christmas opinions. Little funny thing here, a lot of those I didn't actually think. I just typed it out to get the reaction. So some people were getting, oh, and I was arguing back, but all I wanted to do was get a reaction, and I got it. And most people got it, I think. Most people were like, oh, you motherfucker, you fuck. Well, I had a couple people, because I posted on there that I think Nightmare Before Christmas is overrated. I just do. Good on you if you love it. I'm not going to pick it apart and tear it up, and here's why I don't like. It's not that I dislike it. I think it's overrated. Now, also, a couple of years ago, I did my top 25 favorite movies of all time. 2 Tim Burton movies. 2 were in that list. And I got told by several people when I put that comment, well, you must not be a true Tim Burton fan. There's no such thing as true fans. You're either a fan or you're not. You might be a bigger fan. There might be something in there you take more personally. But this whole thing of being a true fan, just enjoy it. Let's face it, life kind of sucks right now. I mean, with the era of politics and everything going on here in the United States, it's like, I need to get away from that shit sometimes. We have what we call in our house Trump-free days, where whether you support the president or not, sometimes I just don't want to fucking hear about it. I don't want to talk about it. It's like, nope, no news today. We're not watching any political commentary. We're going to watch either comedy movies or horror films or cartoons. So, in a climate that we're in right now, quit being that guy that goes, well, you know, or the, well, but, or a Slim Car or Cinema Snob or one that does the whole, well, actually, just enjoy it, have fun. Movies are supposed to be fun. They're not there for you to sit and go, can't wait to hate this. Like I said, it's a different thing when a movie takes a complete dump on its source material. The biggest example of that, in my opinion, the Nightmare on Elm Street remake. The Friday the 13th remake was shit, but had it not been a Friday the 13th movie, it'd have been okay. That Nightmare on Elm Street movie literally wiped its ass with what Nightmare on Elm Street had become. That's a little different. They disrespected the source material. I don't find in any way, shape, or form that Rise of Skywalker disrespected anything. Like I said, honestly, I could have used 20 more minutes in the movie. I really could have. But I didn't get it. This is what we got. Take it or leave it. And I'll take it. I loved it. Certain times of the movie, you watched it, and God, you get a little feisty inside, and it makes you feel something. Whether that's anger or happiness or sadness, if a movie makes you feel something, it did something right. Unless it's Twilight, when it makes you feel like you want to throw up, and then you just throw up in a basket. I stepped on my last joke there. Oh well, I'm not going to edit this. Well, go see the movie. Spoiler review will come out in a couple weeks. I hope to start doing these again. I need to start getting back out, get over the slump that I've been in, and start seeing movies again. Hopefully next weekend will be the first drunk review in months. I won't say what movie it is because I'm surprising Jeremy with it if I go over there and yeah. All right, guys, have a good day.